once in a while, we need to be able to remove somebody or something from a photograph. And so we would use Photoshop to do this. So here I have this beautiful wedding photo, and this guy has decided to be funny and jump into the water. So to do this, it's pretty easy. There's a couple of methods. The first method that I want to share with you is actually called the clone stamp tool. And when you use this, you typically want to set your brush setting so that you have a softer brush. So you don't want a real hard brush because we want the edges to blend together. So to do this, all you have to do is find a spot close to the image that you're going to get rid of, right? And we're going to get rid of this guy here. And I'm going to hold my Option key and click. That samples the area. Now I'm going to take my mouse and move it on top of the portion of the image that I want to get rid of. And I'm just going to sample that background image, which in this case is the ocean, and use that to kind of erase the guy. Now, because we have a different color here, I'm going to Option click again, and then the crosshairs show where I'm sampling from, and then it just allows me to cover it up. So Option click, and I'm going to get rid of his foot. Now this can be kind of a tedious process, but this really is the one method for being able to get rid of this guy. We can also use this tool. Maybe we need another one of him out here somewhere. We wanted to, I don't know. Yeah, we'll just say we wanted another one of this guy. I could use this guy by Option clicking on him and then move out somewhere out here, and I can add him in using that same method. So the clone stamp tool works in two directions basically, and we can add them or get rid of them. So that's two ways to use a clone stamp tool. But to go back, what I was really wanting to show you was how to get rid of this guy. The easiest way in this case is going to be to use this tool here. It's called the patch tool, and it is part of the spot healing brush tool section. So with the patch tool, all you have to do is draw around the area that you are wanting to get rid of. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to take and click and drag to the right to a new area where I want to sample from. And that's it. Photoshop automatically blends the colors in for you, and that's probably the fastest way. Now I do want to make note here, the background has somewhat of a pattern. I mean, it's the water. If you have a really busy background, it's not going to work as well. So let's say I wanted to get rid of this. Let's see what happens here. When I go and click and drag over here, this might work okay. But we get this weird red that shows up in here. And that's because Photoshop doesn't yet know how to handle all of this stuff. So it has its limitations, but it works pretty well. So those two tools again, the first one was the clone stamp tool, and then the second one was the patch tool.